Because I actually talked to James Marriott about this when we were in Brighton. We were just like chatting. He was like going to the office to record some stuff with Will and E. And as we were like walking, like me, Kristen, and James, he was asking like questions and stuff. I was just chatting to him. He's like, "So where are you from? I can't place your accent." And I was like, "I get that a lot. It's like my accent has been subconsciously suppressed for two main reasons. One, my dad suppressed his accent to get higher up in his job. Right? He was a mechanic, and when he spoke to like, because he wanted to get higher up and become like a manager." And when he spoke to other managers and stuff about it when he was still a mechanic, they told him nobody's going to take you seriously unless you talk in a more like proper accent that has less slang in it. So he just like started suppressing it. And he told me about that, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense actually. That does make a lot of sense. That's sad. Well, not really, because you want to be the most understandable you can be across the board. Right? So he still loved his accent, and he would still slip back into it, right?
Also, thanks for playing.
But all he did was just remove slang, right? He removed slang from his main speech so that more people across the country and other countries would understand him clearer, which is a smart move, especially if you want to rise the ranks in the business, right? I'm doing Pog. So he told me about that, and that always like stuck with me. But I think the main reason, thank you for the 15 months, by the way, thank you. I think the main reason,
shout out Phil's a Minecraft official Discord server, link in description.
Brilliant. Thanks for the 15 months. I think the main reason though, and I can trace this back to back when I was playing online on the internet for the first time, right? So the year is 2004. Halo 2 is about to come out. And I see a fucking magazine talking about its multiplayer, and I'm a huge Halo fan at this point. I love Halo 1, and I've been playing it forever.
Hey, Dad,
right, with my friends.
To be here for 10 less than 3, you and
I have an Xbox, I have Halo 1, I play it all the time, right? 2004 rolls around, and they say like Halo 2 is coming out on Xbox Live, and I'd heard about Xbox Live.
Hello, Dad,
and the only people I'd seen playing on it were people that played Project Gotham, which is a racing game. It's a video. It's like it was like Forza, right? It was like Forza before Forza. Thanks for the 14 months, thank you.
Hey, guys. Hey.
So like, I didn't really care about Xbox Live back then because there wasn't anything that I was interested in. It was just all racing games. And then I heard Halo 2 was coming out on it, and I was like, ooh, holy shit, dude, this looks awesome. I'm gonna play the fuck out of this. And I begged my mum to get me Xbox Live, right? Because like I couldn't fucking afford it. I couldn't afford that shit.
Exactly the same with me. I don't sound as Scottish as we were taught in
I didn't have a
school
job.
to speak more English. Also, American internet friends, be more clear.
No ages in chat, you idiots. Stop. So I was like, just because streamer said my age or like a date, didn't even say my age, I said a date. Just because I said a date doesn't mean you can talk about your age. Don't do that. There are weirdos on the internet. You never know who's watching. Stop giving out information about yourself on the internet to strangers that could be watching. Fucking stop it, you idiots. Anyway, so Halo 2 was coming out, and I was like, this is amazing. So I got Xbox Live, and I played Burnout 3. Yeah, Burnout 3. And I made a couple of friends, and they were all British.
No explanations.
They were all British. They loved Burnout 3. It was called Burnout 3 Takedown. And I made a bunch of friends, and we were all talking about Halo 2.
We can make this happen.
And I got a mic specifically
6 months
to play Halo 2 with them. Right. For the most part, when I played Burnout, I'm gonna pause alerts because people are just talking over me.
I'm embracing these lessons. I've been asked and told that I sound like I'm from the UK, along with even being asked how long I've been
I have to pause.
At this point,
I'll finish talking about what I'm talking about and then unpause them.
The UK, so I can see how long I can keep them convinced. Oh, cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer.
Thanks, mate. So yeah, I made a bunch of friends on Burnout, and they're all British. and I didn't have a mic. I just messaged them. It was so scuffed. I didn't have a mic at that point, and I would just DM them. And I started making a name for myself in this little group because I was pretty decent at the game, and playing against them because they were also really good made me better. And it got to the point where we were all like really good at Burnout. And I started like messaging them. They were like, "Oh, what map do you want to choose?" And I would like DM them on the game. It was so wholesome. It was so wholesome. And then Halo 2 came out and we all hopped on and I got a mic just to talk to them. And they found it hilarious how Geordie I was. I was super Geordie. It was very thick accent, right? And it was fun. It was just, we just hung out. But then because Halo 2 was such a massive game for Xbox Live, it was huge. It practically exploded Xbox Live in popularity, right? I started matching up against people in matchmaking, in like multiplayer matchmaking, who were American, French, Norwegian, German, like from all walks of life. I made a bunch of friends. A lot of them were American because like the way the time difference worked, when I was playing Halo like through the night, they were like just logging on, so it like kind of like synced up really well, right? So I made like a bunch of American friends, and for a good while some of them didn't understand what the fuck I was saying. They would understand bits and bobs, but then I'd hit them with like the most Geordie slang ever, and they would be like, "What?" I'm like, fuck. And I kept hitting these brick walls, right? Whilst I was talking to them, I kept hitting these like speed bump / brick walls of just like no communication got through. So gradually over time, I just started eliminating that from my general speech. And it like evolved into what accent I have today, which is pretty much like, it's got Geordie in it. You can hear it, right? But I pronounce things a bit clearer. So I'm pretty happy with how I talk. I think it's fine. Like it's the most understandable it can be, right? But that is, I can trace it back to then. That is the main reason, pretty much. Yeah, book is a very northeast thing. That's a very Geordie thing. I say book because everyone here says it, and I can't remove that from my brain because it's technically, in my head, understandable. Like I say it and you know what I'm saying. So it never like, I never hit that brick wall, right? I never got the donor wall. But on other things I did, so it got eliminated. But book just stayed with me because it never like halted the conversation. People just understood what I was talking about. But yeah, it was pretty much because of that. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way, because like I made so many friends online with like Xbox Live, and like those days I cherish, dude. I actually cherish them. I would get home from fucking sixth form and like just play shitloads of Halo with my friends. It could be something as dumb as just like finding a way out of the map, right? Or like figuring out that, hey, if we push this big metal like fucking what was it? It was like just a big metal door essentially that was in the game on this map called Foundation. We were like, oh, if we just push it like this, we can literally create a wall. So when we play zombies versus humans, we could just block the zombies out. Like, it's just dumb little shit. Just stupid little shit like that. And like all these different strategies that we came up to play capture the flag, rotating bomb like assault and defense, King of the Hill, like everything, man. It was so fun. So fun. And yeah, I did fucking shit in school, but like I wouldn't have changed a thing, honestly. The friends I made doing that, and like the community that I kind of like became a part of, ultimately in my eyes was worth way more than like a degree or whatever, which is terrible to think about. Because like I got a retail job. I just got a retail job after that. Like it did terrible. It was a bad move, but I made a lot of friends, and I wouldn't have changed that at all, right? And somehow, my hobby, which is this, became my fucking job. So I am one of the lucky few I would say I'm one of the lucky few that managed to make something of a hobby, nothing really, just fun shit that I would do. And again, the friends that I made back in those Halo days would come and watch the streams, and I still have friends from back in those Halo days that I still speak to. Like Ian, for example. He was from back then. I remember the first interaction I had with Ian pretty much was he wanted to be invited to the Minecraft server I made in our little Halo community. Because I was big into Minecraft. I was huge into Minecraft when it came out. And I made a server for all my Halo friends to come play. And he asked for an invite. I was like, yeah, here you go, mate. Added him to the whitelist. Done. It's Pog. You make friends for life when you're that age. You really do. And whether they're in real life or online, it doesn't fucking matter. I made way more friends online than real life. And that's just, you know, mainly probably down to my crippling anxiety. I'm kidding. I do have bad anxiety though. And just terrible social skills when I was younger. It's a little bit better now. But yeah, I made like friends for life back then. And I wouldn't have changed it for the world. What was I even talking about? Thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you. I'm going to unpause the lids now. I went on a huge tangent.